guys, welcome back to my channel English in a Blink, and today I'm going to look at confusing pairs of words. What do I mean by that? Well, have you ever wondered, when do you have to say I want to lie down, I want to lay down? This is loose or is it lose? Which one do we have to use? Confused? Yes? Okay, well, this is why I am here. So today I will be looking at words that are alike, okay, but they have different meaning and different usage. So without wasting time, let's go. All right, so the first one is your clothes and cloths. Okay, so one is your clothes, the other one is your cloth. So clothes, something you wear, like your jeans, your shirts, your blouses, anything that you wear. Okay, so just a moment, let me change my clothes. And Tommy, get your clothes on. Okay, so that is your clothes. How do you pronounce them? Clothes. All right, and then you have cloths. Okay, and what do you mean by cloths? So cloths are pieces of material used for cleaning or other purposes. All right, so that is your cloth, something that you use as a duster, you know, you want to close, you want to clean, all those things. That is your cloth. There are some cloths in the closet. Use those to clean the kitchen. I have a few pieces of cloth that I use. Okay, so you understand the difference between clothes. Clothes are the things that we wear, and cloth is something that we use to clean. Okay, moving on. Okay, sorry about that. So this is your dead and died. So dead, which is an adjective, which means not alive. So dead, an adjective meaning not alive. Unfortunately, our dog has been dead for a few months. All right, so dead, when something is not alive. Don't touch that bird, it's dead. Okay, so that is your dead. It is an adjective. And then we have died, which is the past tense and past participle of the verb to die. Okay, so dead is the adjective and died is the past participle of to die. His grandfather died 2 years ago. Okay, a number of people have died in the accident. So dead is an adjective and died is the past participle, third form, and also the past of die, the verb. Okay, so they are very different. One is an adjective and the other one is a verb. All right. Then we have experiment and experience. So starting with experience, which is a noun. Which is a noun meaning something that a person lives through. That is something that someone experiences. Okay, also used an unaccountable noun meaning knowledge gained by doing something. So experience, it is a noun, all right, meaning that something that a person lives through. So this is your experience that you are living. You know, when you're living, you're getting some experience. And also, like it says over here, it is used as an uncountable noun meaning knowledge gained by doing something. So one is like an experience, that's something, you know, that someone experiences, like it is your life experience. And then the other one is like a knowledge that you gain by doing something, you know, and then you become experienced. Let's say you're doing it for some time, let's say for years, and then you are experienced in that. Okay, so here the example, first meaning, which is like a life experience. His experiences in Germany were rather depressing. Okay, now here we are talking about like something that you live through as a person, that's something, some experiences that you go through. All right, so his experiences in Germany were rather depressing. And the second meaning, something, knowledge that you gain by doing something. I'm afraid I don't have much sales experience. Okay, so there are two different meaning in terms of experience. All right, and then you have your experiment. Experiment is also a noun meaning something that you do to see the results, often used when speaking about scientists and their studies. So they did a number of experiments last week. Don't worry, it's just an experiment. I'm not going to keep my beard. Okay, so experiment is something, you know, that when somebody is doing to see that something you do to see the results. All right, when somebody is worried, they have a beard and And he asks, don't worry, it's just, I'm doing it for an experiment. I'm not going to be keeping it. So it's just an experiment. Okay, so that is your experience and your experiment. Moving on, then you have your felt and fell. So felt, people, is the past tense and past participle of the verb to feel. Okay, so felt is the past and the past participle, second and the third form of the verb to feel. I felt better after I had a good dinner. I mean, all of us do feel like that. Okay, he hasn't felt this well for a long time. Again, talking about how you feel. So felt is the past of feel. And then you have fell, which is again a verb, but this one is past of to fall. Okay, so he fell from a tree and broke his leg. Too bad. Unfortunately, I fell down and hurt myself. All right, so fell means to fall. That's the past of fall. And felt is the past of to feel. Okay, so do not confuse now. Then we have our female and feminine. Female, so what do you mean by female? That is the sex of a woman or an animal. So the female of the species is very aggressive. So we're talking about any species, let's say, all right, and anyone, any kind of animal. So female is very aggressive. The question, female or male, means are you a woman or a man? Okay. So that's what your female. And then feminine, which is the adjective describing a quality or type of behavior that is considered typical for a woman. Okay, so feminine is your adjective, like it says over here. It describes the quality or a type of behavior that is considered typical for a woman. So he's an excellent boss with feminine intuition. The house was decorated in a very feminine manner. All right, so feminine, the adjective, it describes the quality that is considered, typically that a woman will have that. Okay, so that's your feminine. Then, oh my God, this is something that I look all the time. All right, it's and its. Okay, so one it's without apostrophe and the other one is with an apostrophe. All right, so when you have one without the apostrophe, all right, this one, guys, is the possessive determiner, similar to my or your. This one is a possessive. Its color is red. So when you're talking about some things, there was maybe its color, you're talking about a car or something. So when you're talking about possessive, then its color is red. And the dog didn't eat all of its food. Again, this its is the possessive for the dog. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. Without apostrophe, it means that it is the possessive. All right, so the dog didn't eat all of its food. So this its is talking about dog. All right, and when you have its with an apostrophe is, this is again a contraction of either it is or it has. All right, so it's difficult to understand him. That means it is difficult to understand him. It has, so it's been a long time since I had a beer. Here we are talking about it has. Okay, so when you have your apostrophe, it is the contraction for either your it is or it has. All right, and it's without apostrophe is the possessive. Okay, so again, no more confusion, I guess, and no more usage, wrong usage. Then you have your lay and lie. Okay, so lay, it's a verb meaning to put down flat, and the past tense is your laid, and past participle is also laid. Okay, so then he laid his pencils down and listened to the teacher. I usually lay my pies on the shelf to cool. All right, so this is your lay. That means to put something down flat. That is your lay. And lie, again, which is also a verb, to be down. Past tense is your lay. And again, like it says over here, be careful. So you be careful. Past tense is your lay, and past participle is lain. Okay, so the girl lay on the bed asleep. Okay, so that's why some people confuse sometimes, oh, lay or laid. So this lay means to put down something, put something down flat. And the past tense is your laid, and past participle is laid. So like over here, he laid his pencils down. All right, and here the girl lay on the bed asleep. So this lay is the past of lie. At the moment, he's lying on the bed. All right, so this is again your lie. Sorry. So do not confuse with them. All right, so lay means to put something down, and lie means to be down yourself. Okay, and do not confuse, like I said, it says over here. The past of lie is lay, and past participle is lain. And lay, this one is your laid and laid. So when you lie down and you lay something down, all right? So I was lying down on the sofa, or I lied down on the sofa, I laid down on the sofa, all right? But then I laid the baby on the sofa. So you put something down and you lie down yourself, all right? Okay, so then you have your lose and loose. Subtle difference. Okay, you have lose and you have loose. Z and s. Okay, so this is your z, lose. So the verb meaning to misplace. I lost my watch. Okay, so when you lost your watch, this is your you lose something. Have you ever lost anything valuable? Yeah, I have. Oops, sorry about that, but yeah, I'm a little clumsy at times. Okay, so then you have your loose, which means adjective meaning the opposite of tight. So your trousers are very loose or loose? Which one? Loose. Yes. I need to tighten the screw. It's loose. Okay. So with one O, which is your loose, that means you misplace something. And with double O, which is your loose, that means something is the opposite of tight. All right. And then you have your principle and principle. Yeah, the pronunciation is exactly the same, but one with Principal is the adjective meaning something the most important, okay? So the principal reason for my decision was the money. So let's say somebody asks you, why did you take that post? Why did you accept the offer? You know, you had an offer in a company, and then somebody thought that, oh, it was not good enough for you. And then what you said was, the principal reason for my decision was the money. I took it for money. What are the principal irregular verbs? Okay, so that means main, the most important. That is this principle, P-A-L means. And then you have your principle, that means a rule, usually in science, but also concerning morals. It's the first principle of aerodynamics. All right, so talking about a rule, he has very loose principles. Okay, so again, talking about that someone doesn't have good morals. Okay, so that's what this one means. Principle and principle. Pronunciation is exactly the same. Okay, and then we have your quite and quiet. Okay, so then you have your quite, which is your adverb of degree, meaning very or rather. So this test is quite difficult. Okay, it's rather difficult. He was quite exhausted after the long journey. That means he was very exhausted. Okay, and then you have your quiet. That means it is the opposite of loud or noisy. It's quiet. Could you please be quiet? She's a very quiet girl. Okay, so quiet means something that is like very or rather. This is your first one, TE. And then you have quiet, that is your ET. That means the opposite of loud or noisy. So that brings us to the end of this lesson. And now you know when to say you want to lie down and when you want to lay the baby. Okay, so what do you have to do? Like, press the subscribe button and spread the word. Share it with your friends. Until we meet next time, bye for now.